The thing that's powerful to hear about somebody that put so much into keeping the school alive is not only does it show just so much ambition, it really just shows that with Heavenly Father on your side, and really with that faith, that there's really nothing that we can't do or accomplish. And with hearing a story like that, I feel a sense of responsibility to not only represent the school well for its past, but then to set a foundation for it to continue in the future. When I graduated from high school, I had no desire of going on to college. That's pretty much what all my friends were going off and doing, but for me it just wasn't really a thought of any desire. A lot of that had to do with the fact that when I was going to high school, I didn't take my academics very seriously. I was more in like the social scene and sports and stuff, and so I never did that well. I did well enough to pass classes, and through all that I lost a lot of confidence in my academic ability. So I graduated with no desire to go, and I figured I didn't need schooling, so I just went out and started getting jobs. And I worked a lot of manual labor jobs because they were easier to get. And so it was about like a year and a half after I graduated, I found myself working one dead-end job to the next. They were all manual labor jobs. And the thing was, I was getting to the point where I was just really tired of beating up my body. I did a lot of hard work, and the thing was that although I know I didn't do very well in high school, I just had always had all these ideas. I mean, I knew I was a smart kid, maybe didn't show on paper, but I always knew that I had ideas. I knew I was smart, but I think I lost a lot of confidence in myself. And the thing I also realized too is that if I really wanted, I had these dreams of things that I wanted to accomplish and do, and I started to realize that if I was going to accomplish these things, I needed to further my education. I had a cousin who called me up and had invited me to go do a sales job down in Southern California, and I accepted it as a new opportunity, so I went down with them. And we were working through the summer, and just one day he started telling me he attended the LDS Business College for a year. And one day we started talking about school, and he started telling me about it. And I just remember when he started to tell me about it, there was something in the way he described it. I just started, I had a feeling, and I look back now at that situation, and I realized it was really the Spirit talking to me, in more of a subtle way. But there's just something about it that felt right. So when I finished at the end of the summer, I still had, school had already started, and I still needed to go back home, which is Oregon for me, because there was just stuff I had to take care of before I could come to Salt Lake. So I was scared. I'm starting school late. And I didn't think that there was any way that I was going to get accepted. I hadn't heard anything back. I put my application online. I just figured it was too late. So I came to the school, and I was really nervous walking into the college because, I mean, it's just this big building downtown, and I was just scared of school. But, I walked in and found my way up to the second floor, and the young lady who was behind the counter, she just had that look of somebody who's been like babysitting kids all day long, or has just been real stressed out. She just had that look. But I went up there and I told her my situation. And the thing was that she just nicely started working with me. But as she got onto the computer and started looking for classes to get me into, I could just tell that it was really late. School classes were already filled up. And it just got to this point where it didn't sound like there was any chance I was going to get accepted to the school. And the great thing was that through all of her stress, and then I could tell it's probably been a hectic week, the young lady, she kept working with me. I ended up being accepted into the school with a full class schedule. And personally for me, in my life I've always believed that things don't happen just by chance. I believe that there's a purpose, divine purpose behind everything. Most people would look at that situation and say that, really, what did she do? She just did her job. But the thing was, she didn't have to help me. She didn't have to go to the lengths that she did to get me enrolled in the school. And I was just so grateful. And, and I believe not just chances, that everything happens for a reason, but I believe that we have guardian angels here on earth for us to help us along the way. And I definitely consider my cousin, who invited me to come work for him, and then just opened his mouth. Maybe he was prompted to tell me about the school. And I consider him, gently pushed me along to come back to the school. And then also the young lady who helped me at the desk, because she didn't have to. But the experience that I've had here it's just been a testament to me that this is where I was supposed to be, and I just am so grateful for this experience. And I just cannot believe how much I've grown in my testimony, personally, academically here, the confidence that I've been able to gain. And it's just, this truly has been a divine experience here at the school, and I know it happened for a reason.
In June 1889, college president James E. Talmage received this letter.
Dear Dr. Talmage, I write in the hopes that you can assist me in my need. I have migrated here to America, to Utah, because of my religious preferences. I have no relations living here. I am the only member of my family who belongs to the true church. For several years now, I have had a strong desire to attend a Latter-day Saints school. I'm very anxious to obtain an education. However, my extreme scarcity of means prohibits this. Therefore, I express a great willingness to accept any kind of work, including late night or early morning chores, for the privilege of attending this school.
His letter was given to George Cannon, who saw that this young man's earnest dream to obtain an education was fulfilled.
Going along with that letter, which actually very touched me because it's exactly what I believe in. He came to the college. He didn't have the options actually to come to the college. He just had a dream that he wrote it down on a paper and hoped that someone will read it and will accomplish it for him or give him the chance for it. And what I really liked in that letter is when he said, I'll do whatever it takes. I'll do night chores or morning chores. I don't care. Just help me to come to the college. And that's the way I am. Like when someone told me, oh yeah, on campus you can find a job. What I did, I didn't look for a job to see if it's posted somewhere. I printed out my resume and I took it to the people and I said, I need a job. And that's exactly, and the college gives you that opportunity. They're listening to you. And if you want to accomplish something, you can. Just open your mouth and ask. And that's what Heavenly Father is teaching us. Ask and you shall receive. The day came when I had to choose between going to school, finish my high school, or going in a mission. And since I didn't have money for both, even though I had a job, but I couldn't make a choice, I chose the mission because that was more important for me. And I said, you know, school can wait, I can finish that later on in my life. Well, I came back from my mission and I decided that I want to finish school. And I looked around everywhere in Hungary, and then one good friend of mine mentioned LDS Business College one day. I heard about the GED and that the college accepts it. And the tuition was in a good place. I had some people who would have helped me, and I decided to come. We are definitely blessed. This is a blessing in our life that everyone should realize how big it is, because not everyone is rich and not everyone was born with the silver spoon in their mouth. And this is a perfect place to be.
Do you think those 8 brethren on Ensign Peak saw the plot of land where we now stand? It's prominent. Do you think there is a chance that in their vision for the future, they saw you, coming from all 50 states and over 60 foreign countries? And when they did, what was their thought, their dream, and hope and desire for you? I believe it was noble. I believe it was full of character and dedication. And that is the legacy of pioneering that you may lay claim to no matter where you're from or your family's history in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. You may lay claim to the vision of those men on Ensign Peak and the vision of the men who opened LDS Business College. it is yours.